my friends, how are you? Sat down with a pot of rooibos tea. I thrifted this teapot cozy. Zeg is just walking around having a snack. Hi. So I thought I would try and sit down and chat with you. Hopefully he just chills. Hi. Yeah. Are you gonna talk? Oh. And then I can chat with you and catch you guys up finally because it has been way too long. Do you need more? You guys, I have royally shat the bed on filming, and I'm aware of that, but it has just been so all-consuming to be pregnant with a little baby, and then of course my big kids, and just trying to stay on top of my own life. I'm a hot mess today. Excuse that, but it's because today is our first day home and we've been out all week, and like we have classes that are back up and homeschooling is fully back in swing, and this is a home day, and I didn't sleep very well last night, and so Zeg and I had a nap. I just went to sleep with him when he went down, and see, like, I'm starting to get that pregnancy insomnia a little bit, so when that happens, it's just I only have so many pockets to edit. It's either nap time or bedtime, and lately he's getting so much better, but he was going through a period where he just was not really going down well in the evening, so it was taking us a long time to get him down. And then sometimes being pregnant, I would just have to nap with him, and he's down to one nap, so that left me really no time to edit, and that got really tough, and so you haven't seen me in a long time. I am now 17 weeks pregnant. What? This is not a pregnancy update. I will update you guys properly on the pregnancy. I don't know how often I should do bump dates. I did them like weekly with him. That feels like too much this time because I feel like we just did bump dates every week not that long ago. I feel like you don't need them, but I feel like being 17 weeks now, I better get on them and start doing like maybe every other week or I feel like once a month is not quite enough because there's only 5 months left. It's really starting to hit me how speedy this pregnancy is going. I've just got, like, Zeg's went by quickly, but I had the older kids, so it was just like there was lots of time to just sit and daydream because they're off busy and they don't need me all the time. And now with Zeg, I'm constantly like on the go with him, but then also those times, how do I explain this? It's like he fills all the spare pockets that I used to have. And then the kids fill their pockets that they've always filled, the bigger ones. And then, yeah, so now it's just busy bee. So this pregnancy is just flying by. Also because like I was sick right before the holidays, and then the holidays happened, and that is just settling down. I just had my birthday. Thank you everybody who sent birthday wishes in various forms. I really appreciate that. I am 32 now. Wild. We spent the day in, and it was so lovely and cozy. Did you bring me cookies? Would you like another biscuit? You want another biscuit? You're eating one. You want more? You can have like a half. My little biscuit fiend. Here you go. Brought me the bag of biscuits. He's so clever. So funny. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, we just had a really chill day. We had a cold snap here where it was like -50 for like a week. With the wind chill, Celsius, very cold. I did not want to leave my house for my birthday because my birthday was in the middle of the cold snap for the weekend. So we stayed home, and Cody cooked me amazing meals all day. He ordered me a rainbow cake like he always does, and we watched movies and hung out, and it was perfect. It was the perfect way for a pregnant lady to ring in her birthday. Like, absolutely perfect. So yeah, I've been here, but just like, there's just not a lot of, I don't have a lot of energy. That's not true. I've been not spending a lot of energy on social media platforms because I only have so much extra energy, and because I'm getting ready for a baby, I've been very intentional about like what I'm consuming, what I'm putting, like where my energy is going. I want to spend my nights doing yoga and journaling and mentally preparing for this birth and this baby. This baby was very consciously conceived, which means like since before this baby was conceived, we were consciously welcoming this baby in and this baby's little spirit in, and we were just ready for them. And open arms to them. And so I want to be continuing that through my pregnancy and have a very conscious, connected pregnancy where I'm like doing my spiritual practices. I'm keeping up with things that just make me feel grounded in my own self and make me feel really centered. And so that has been my priority. I'm hoping as I get a little further along now, I will be able to, and as Zag gets older and he's starting to get into a better place where he's not getting up as much through the night and his bedtimes are getting better and he's moved down to one solid nap, I'm hoping that I'll just be able to do a lot more YouTube. I'm going to really try, but that's all I can promise these days is trying. So yeah, anyway, that's that part. But yeah, I cannot believe I'm 17 weeks pregnant already. I'm almost halfway through this pregnancy. Like, how is that possible? We find out what we are having in less than 3 weeks, which is crazy. I find out at the beginning of February, and I will announce that, don't worry. I think I might just do like a reel and post it in YouTube Shorts as well. I'm gonna film the kids' reaction, but I want to film something cute that's not cringy, so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm not sure. I might just like film the kids finding out and then just post that. Like just us telling the kids, because they want to be surprised in a very specific way. And so we can't bring them with us to the appointment. So we'll bring Zag with us and we'll find out together and then we'll come home and tell the kids. So that should be really exciting. I can't believe where they are already. I'm so excited to know, are we having 3 boys or are we having 2 girls and 2 boys? It's just so exciting. Either way, I do not care at all. I'm just so grateful and happy, and I feel very blessed and like so peaceful and just really excited to complete our family. So it's just got me feeling all the feels. Hold on. I feel like the baby is probably in the dog water. Zag. Yes, he was indeed in the dog water. You silly Billy. You silly guy. Anyway, I feel a lot more on top of my life now because we started back to homeschool, and I feel like I'm finally like catching up on my house from all those months of sickness, and like we're just sleeping better and just feel normal. I'm kind of in that like blissful place where I'm like, am I pregnant? Although it's starting to go from like, am I really pregnant to like, oh, I'm definitely pregnant. Because I couldn't feel the baby for a really long time. I think I have another anterior placenta, which just means my placenta is on like the front of my uterus, blocking a lot of the movement. So while baby's small, you can't usually feel a lot of the kicks and wiggles. I can usually feel my babies very early. And I did feel little flutters early, but I was like, is that the baby? Yeah, that's the baby. But it would just be like come and go and very, very light. And very occasionally, and usually like I'd be in the bath at night or something and I'd be like, oh, I think that was the baby. And then on my birthday this weekend, I was laying in bed at night and Cody and I were watching something and I felt the biggest movements, like just kick, like huge thumps. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can feel the baby. And it was so much so that I was like, Cody, I think you're gonna be able to feel this. And I grabbed his hand and I put it on my belly. And I was like, can you, and then sure enough, baby gave the biggest kick that they've ever given and he felt it and it was so special and it was the best birthday present ever. So I'm feeling, every day that passes, I'm feeling the baby more noticeably. So that's really exciting and special because it's so weird. Like I was so sick at the beginning, every single time I am, that it just feels like I am in this pit of never ending sickness despair. And it doesn't feel like pregnancy and it just feels like I'm dying. Like honestly, it feels like you're just slowly dying. And then suddenly it lets up and then there's just nothing. And I'm like, is this real? And now we're on the other side to like, okay, now we're getting a belly and it actually, I don't look like I ate 3 burgers in a row and then went out. Like I'm actually starting to get a baby bump that looks like a baby bump and I'm starting to feel movement and yeah, it's really special. And the weeks are like, we're in the 2nd trimester and like, I don't know, it's just, it's different and I'm so excited to be in this spot. I feel like I have so much to share and update you guys on because I feel like I really haven't sat down and talked to you properly since what, October? So much has changed. I am doing some big changes. Like as a family, we decided to really change up our homeschool. What we were doing wasn't working. I'm not quite ready to talk about it yet because this change is very recent and I'm very much like, it's a new decision, and I'm not quite finished. Not that I'm not done deciding, but I have a meeting with my school facilitator next week, and I just want to like talk over everything. And I'm a very talk out the problem and work it out myself kind of person, and so I just need to finish that step and then I'll chat about it. I think it's going to be so much better for our family, but it is like a difference, a change. So we're kind of in the middle of doing that. And then of course, like sports classes have started, and like all of their extracurriculars they're in have started up again. We're not fully back into everything. We won't be back into everything until the spring. So I'm trying to just enjoy the kind of breathers for now, and I'm trying to be really conscious of like, what am I putting the kids in at the end of the spring for over the summer, because I'm not going to be able to take them to a lot because I will either be just about to give birth or have just given birth. Yeah, it's just like managing the beautiful chaos of 4 children now. I feel like there's so much I want to say, but I feel like I'm also saying nothing. Like, it's hard because I've been gone for so long, but I don't know. I just need to get back into the groove of things. I want to do an updated, I'm staring at my sourdough starter, and I want to do an updated sourdough tutorial for you guys, because I'm in the middle of testing like a new method of skipping like quite a big step and seeing if it still works, and I think it's going to work beautifully actually. So I've actually made my sourdough starter, or not my starter, my sourdough routine and whole ordeal so much more simplified. And you know, I'm like, work smarter, not harder. Let's just make it as easy as possible. So I think we're almost ready to share with you guys, and I will update my sourdough series to like an even easier method. You don't need any more cookies. No more biscuits. This kid can just eat and eat and eat. That's what I've done. I was sitting down to like start going over my meal plan for the week and like creating it, and because I'm very inspired. Fran and I had a chat, and I feel like I'm wasting a lot of money unnecessarily on our food every month. And I feel like I could just refine it so much better and save a ton of money. Just because if it's there, why not? Right? So I'm gonna try. I'm very inspired right now. I'm gonna figure that out. Cut back maybe even a couple $100s a month on groceries would be so cool. Because I don't know where you are, but like where we live, groceries are some of the most expensive in the world. Like, we're in the top, I don't know what number of like most expensive groceries. I know that there's a lot of places where groceries are just crazy expensive. Cost of living here is so stupid lately. Like, it just changed drastically over the last couple of years, and it's ridiculous. How do I go from like babies, sourdough, cost of living, homeschool? Welcome back, you guys. I know I have a lot of new people joining from Christmas, and welcome, and I'm sorry that you are coming into this harebrained version of me that is just really quite all over the place, but it's just what it's gonna be. I need to start planning the garden, and I'm so excited to share more gardening content. If you guys have anything that you would really like to see, let me know. Birth, motherhood, homeschool, gardening, sourdough stuff, homemaking, you name it. Let me know so I can just jot it down and kind of put it in a plan. My idea is to maybe like set out a loose filming schedule and try and stick to that, and hope that I can get more content to you guys so that I'm able to kind of stay in the flow and hopefully not take too huge of a break when I have the baby. Hopefully less of a giant break than I have taken getting pregnant. So we shall see. I'm a busy lady, guys. Sometimes I forget how much I'm actually doing, and that, yes, I'm homemaking and I'm homeschooling my kids, but I also run a business, and I have a homeschool group to run, and I do birth keeping and all of this other stuff, and it's just like, wow, there's a lot of moving parts, and there's so many things I want to do. I'm like, I want to write an ebook, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I have to remind myself constantly, like, slow down, Rainbow. The time will come where there will be space for all of those things, and now it's not that time, and that is okay. Just enjoy this like lovely baby season of slow, sleepy days with coffee on the floor, sitting on the floor with coffee, playing with toddlers. It's where it's at. You know, I miss these days so much, and I'm so grateful to be back. It's just, I was saying this in my Instagram stories a little while ago, like, it's a little bit hard for me because sometimes I get messages, and like, they're well-meaning and everything, but sometimes I'll get messages or comments. Usually it comes in like private messages though, and people are like, you haven't posted in a little while, are you okay? Are you gonna post, or did you quit YouTube, or things like that? And it's like, no, it's only been 3 weeks since my last video. Like, it wasn't that long. I put the Christmas video up since, so it's even less now, less than a week. But that's good pets. That's good dog pets. But I think what people like, I don't know, almost forget is like, this is just one other thing. Like, all those things I just listed, like, oh, I do all these things. I forgot to even say that I do YouTube. Like, I've got a lot of moving parts in my life, and I always have to prioritize the top, and my family will always be at the top. And then myself as well will always be at the top. But I think people are used to me doing YouTube and being available from Rainbow, who had 2 older children where I had full afternoons if I needed them, and full evenings, and I stayed up till midnight, 1 o'clock editing videos. Hi, Sammy. Or I would take 2 hours in the afternoon to do everything I needed to do. I don't have that time anymore, and like, that's not the person I am right now. I'm in a totally different season, and although like I was very much preparing for this, obviously not a lot of that preparation was outward, and I think some people just forget that like, I'm not going to be performing the way I was because my life is not the way it was. Like, my full priority is raising these sweet children. Hey, and enjoying it. That's the really important part. Oh, well, you're having cookies right now. Where's your water? Where's your water? Where did it go? Do you want some of my water? So it can be a little bit overwhelming for me, and like, I don't know, when people, I feel this like almost guilt when I'm not posting, but at the same time, I just can't care about that because I'm busy being a good mom, and I'm busy being a good homemaker, and those are like where, those are where all my priorities lie, right? And then everything else, I'll be back. I need to take a pause and go change a diaper and clothe this baby who got soaking wet from dog water. Let's go upstairs and change your bum. You're wet. Okay, I'm back. I said I wasn't gonna give you guys a pregnancy update, and maybe I just kind of will let you know how things have been, because then I can just start bump dates however often I'm gonna do those. Because it has been a long time. I have let a long time pass without anything, and it's not like, it's hard because I'm like, oh wow, this is such a 4th baby thing to not have really posted much. I am doing like little bump dates on Instagram, but yeah, it's just harder to find the time. Like, the week really flies by now. So 17 weeks, obviously you guys know if you watched my last update, and I posted in November, I think, that my first trimester was hard again, like it always is. But I did decide to go on medication, which made me at least functioning. I have HG in my first trimester, which is just extreme morning sickness. So on the medication, I was able to lose less weight than I normally do, which is good. I still lost a lot of weight that I haven't gained back yet. And it was still really hard to even take care of the kids while feeling so terrible, even while on medication. But I'm so grateful that I decided to do it, because I just don't think I could have taken care of Zach, especially without the meds. And I could not have, like, obviously I would never have put that on my older kids or anything. So it was a lot in the first trimester. And that's another reason, like, I've been asked, like, are you sure this is your last one? Like, do you not want any more? Or And like, I'm just feeling so peaceful. I'm hoping that the feeling lasts and sticks around, but I've never felt this before. I just feel so content and so peaceful that like I'm happily done now after this baby. Like my body is done. My body's like, okay, that's enough. Like my pregnancies aren't extremely hard, but they're not easy. And I don't spend a lot of time complaining about the issues I have in pregnancy, or like talking about them even necessarily, but like it is not easy on my body. And although I'm very blessed to have like, aside from those, like aside from having HG, like my mindset is it could always be worse. So I just like my body, like I'm not old by any means yet. I know that. I just turned 32. Like all my friends are just starting to have babies right now and just in the middle of having their first. But for me, who's had babies from 18 and in my early 20s, and now 2 babies in my 30s, it is different. And I'm like, my body just like wouldn't be stoked to do this again, I don't think. Like I've got pelvic girdle pain and like SPD pain, which basically means like, for me, it's from like hypermobility and stuff. So it's basically like the pelvic bones in my pelvis loosen, like all the hormones loosen the muscles way too much, and the pelvic bones kind of like rub and bang together, and it's super painful every time like you step on one foot only, which is walking and stairs, and it's really hard to get in and out of the bed. Getting in and out of the car is probably one of the most painful things. So I've been managing that since I first got pregnant. I got it with Zeg about now-ish, and then I think it started like halfway through my pregnancy about, and then it was pretty bad at the end. I'm not gonna lie, I had days where I couldn't really move. So I'm hoping we don't get to that point. Now I'm like really being as preventative as I can. I'm doing daily things to help, all the things that helped me last time, plus like daily yoga that specifically focuses on my hips and my pelvis and all of that to try and keep things happy. But this time it was one of the first signs that I was pregnant. This pregnancy was crazy and like very spiritual and like I just knew that I was pregnant before I even was able to take a test. Like I knew I felt this baby so strongly. So I'm so curious to see what the gender is, because I want to see if that feeling matches up, because I got a very strong feeling of like gender and who this baby is before I even was able to take a test. So, but one of the first things, like probably 4 days before I took a test, I was at the park with the kids, and I think it was at homeschool meetup because that was still going on in the fall before it got cold, and I was limping around the park a little bit from like, because my pelvis was hurting, and I was like, that is weird. Why is my pelvic girdle pain flaring up when I'm not pregnant? Because basically it's caused from excess progesterone. So as soon as like there's progesterone, a lot of progesterone in my body, instantly my pelvis is like, nah. So that was one of the first signs. So this time I'm trying to be really diligent about it so that I don't lose mobility, because I cannot afford to not be able to walk and do stairs and chase after my baby. So hoping that stuff works itself out. But besides those things, I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling like so much better. I'm able to eat all the things now. I have no aversions. That's one thing that was weird. Taking the medication, I feel like I didn't really have that many aversions. Like nothing sounded good, don't get me wrong. But when I wasn't on medication and I had HG through my first trimesters, like I had very strong aversions to very specific things. And this time it was like, no, nothing sounds good. I can kind of maybe take bites of most things. But like last time with Zeg, you couldn't even, I kid you not, you could not say the word egg around me because I would vomit. It was horrible.
It's pretty funny.
Yes, they were like, ooh, egg. They were nice about it, don't worry. But yeah, it was so bad. And now like I never wanted eggs. They still sounded gross until like the second trimester, but like things like that, I'm just able to eat all of the foods. I'm able to follow my brewer diet. I'm able to take all my supplements. I am able to nourish my body really fully. Finally, I can drink water. I can drink plain water. So it's like I'm feeling worlds better and like just really, really good at this point. And it's different because it's my 4th, and because this is a closer age gap, I feel so like, I feel like I really don't have a lot of prep to do besides like mentally preparing myself to go through labor and birth again. Like, I don't really have anything I need. Like, I'm excited to find out what we're having, because if we're having a girl, we'll go get some girly clothes and some pink stuff, you know. But if we're having another boy, yeah, I'll pick up some more things, because obviously this is our first summer baby, and I know the outfits won't quite match from Zay. Hi. Oh, that's not quite as padded as a soft diaper. But I just feel like there's not, like with Zeg, we had nothing. And we had to totally restart. So like I spent my pregnancy like, going over lists and grabbing things, and we were being gifted so many things. And I'm still being gifted so many things. Like I'm being passed so many things. I just like need nothing. I think I need to buy some pacifiers and some diapers later. But like I just feel so peaceful. It's like there's nothing really I need to get ready for the baby. Like I've got everything. We're just kind of chilling. I'm not worried about anything. Like I think I'm gonna give birth in a different spot in my house this time, and that's about all. Like I've got my birth pool, I've got all the things. Like it's just so peaceful because there's no planning and no like nothing to rush around to need. Like I've got the car seat, I've got all the things, and all we have to do is really just enjoy and get ready to welcome this baby. And it's a really interesting thing. Also, obviously, you chill out so much more with each kid. You're like, meh, what do I need, really? So that has been really nice. I just feel so peaceful. Super, super peaceful. Okay. I think that's all the updating. See, this is like not worth a pregnancy update on its own. I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lot of symptoms. I'm excited to see if my placenta is anterior. I'm so excited to find out what we're having. I'm so excited to like name this baby. I will not be announcing the name. That is the one thing that I'm not telling anybody my due date, and I am not announcing the name this time, just because we will pick a unique name, and I don't want to hear any comments about it. So I'm just not going to say anything. Not that I think you guys will necessarily say anything, but it's always like people in your own life that are like maybe not the nicest when you tell them news. So we're just gonna keep it to ourselves, and we will announce when the baby's here. But I'm excited to start like thinking about that, and then like naming the baby, and then just dreaming of them and just envisioning them in our family. It's also exciting. So okay, I will update you guys with bread soon. I will start vlogging more regularly as long as I can keep up with the editing. I will give you guys a baby update. I need to do like kind of one more Zeg update for closing out his year of updates, and then I'm also gonna sit down and do like homeschool chat and give you an update on that. So yeah, hopefully I can keep up, and hopefully there's lots to come. Oh, but I just wanted to sit down and kind of catch up with you guys, so I felt like I wasn't just starting filming randomly, like I hadn't been away for so long. So yeah, my bird is now screaming, so I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for watching and just sitting and catching up with me. Again, if you have anything you guys want me to really touch on, especially like, again, there's only 5 months of this pregnancy left. Especially if it's pregnancy related, let me know, because this is the last one and it's speeding by. So thank you guys for being with me, and thank you for being patient with me. I just really appreciate all the grace that everybody always gives and is like, don't worry about it, and like, we'll be here when you're back, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.